think I'm live. Just gonna send out some pings on Discord. Just double check everything's working too. Yeah, okay. Looks like things are working. Wait, what's wrong with pinging? Hi, weird guy. Making my JS games. You talking about JavaScript or is that a typo? I'm starting on kind of a prototype for something. I'm just gonna test out how nice it can make an environment look. So right now I'm gonna start drawing some stuff. Probably some grass tiles and some dirt. But to do that I need to come up with a palette first. Hi, you are not weird. Yeah, I use JavaScript at work, so... Hold on, I'm gonna turn on the music, I'm having a hard time. Oh, hi, Nap. Let's start with a green. I don't know what color I want. I think I can go kind of brighter, not too bright. I'll just draw something and tweak it probably. So just that, and then some dirt. Okay, so it's kind of minty now. You know, an HSV wheel would probably be a lot better here. I actually have a spread, I'm just not using it because Paint's easier for just opening a file and drawing. Okay, I guess I accidentally answered that question before someone even asked it. But yeah, I've got a sprite. I like just doodling and this better. Let's go purple. This is an interesting color. What's this? Yeah, desaturated. I think the trick is to just like make the grass saturated, and then, oops. these. I'm gonna arrange these colors better so I can see them. It looks very pale right now. Hello, Lunar. Some birds in the background in real life are being very loud right now. I don't know if you guys can hear them. Let's see. The bright, I think I'm gonna go tint it yellow. It's kind of saturated though, so let's go this way. So good. Let's see. Oh, that's a lot better. Just an interesting tip for pixel art. Generally, you want to avoid just staying in the same hue for your shades of colors. You want to... I like to shift towards yellow when I'm going brighter, and then towards purple when I go darker. So now I can shift towards purple. That's a bit red. I'm going to go a bit more purple. Turn on the saturation a bit. There you go. I like those colors. Alright, let's make something. I've done so many grass tiles and I still don't have a solidified style for these things. Let's go with... I want to do higher resolution for this prototype or whatever, so I'm going to go... Actually, tiles themselves don't need to be that big. I'll do 25 by 20 is a bit big. I'm gonna check what I did for some other stuff. Let's see. So, let's see what I did for Arrow Blaster. So, Arrow Blasters, it might be 16 by 16 or else it might be 14 by 14. I don't remember. Oh, 16 by 16, yeah. What did I do for Garden Abyss? Oh, did I take out the... Oh, I think I can find it in here somewhere. Tiles. Here we go. How do they these? Oh, 18 by 18. So yeah, I think 20 by 20 is fine. Should start with a darker color here. You know what? I'm gonna pull out the drawing tablet and switch over to Sprite. There's some stuff I want to do, well, or try at least, that I think works better with Sprite. The thing I don't like about paint is that the brush sizes, or the pencils basically, like, the shapes are awful. You don't get a very good circular look. So I'm gonna, yeah, plug in my drawing tablet here. Yeah, prototyping. Well, kind of. I'm testing out my abilities more so. Tutorial on creating a mini pixel art editor in Pygame. I have a pixel art editor. You can look at the code that's on my itch. I was considering doing a series where I go through some things I've made and just kind of break it down, like how it works and stuff. Doing a whole video series on making a pixel art tool seems like a bit much, but I might do a video where I break down how it works. And I think there's definitely a lot to learn in that, in how you can make stuff, and just different ways of doing things. Just the way I use surfaces and stuff in that. Does it not recognize my drawing tablet? It hasn't been that long. Okay. That's working. Sprite time. I might be able to just copy this over. Windows doesn't know what's going on. There we go. Is there a select by color thing? I barely use this. Magic wand? Let's see. Wait. What? Actually, I can just paint bucket it. Here's a paint bucket. It's in here somewhere. How good is Pygame for doing 3D? I wouldn't do it with Pygame. There's a couple. Well, you can do it with Pygame. You can run, I think, OpenGL inside Pygame. That can work for 3D. There's PyOpenGL on its own. There's Panda 3D. There's like an Ursina or something like that. Here, let me see if I can find it. The Ursina engine. They don't have much here. But yeah, it's possible to do it in Pygame. I wouldn't recommend it. You're gonna get awful frame rates. You can do like wireframe. I've done that. But if you want to texture stuff, that's not gonna work out well unless you run OpenGL in the Pygame context. Yeah, there's the Ursina engine, Panda 3D, and PyOpenGL. And there's a couple other things, I think. Personally, if I move to 3D, I'm probably going to use an actual engine, probably Godot. But if I move to 3D, I'd probably be doing it to make VR games. Let's see if I can find that. Oh, why is the paint bucket a drop of something? That's okay. Did I just right click? Nope. That does 0, 0. Just there we go. I don't think it's got the default keyboard bindings. Select. Control D. I'm just going to Control Shift A. Alright. So, it's I to do that. So, just do shift green's a bit bright. I might tone that down and shift it more towards yellow again. Pencil is B. So I'm just gonna scribble right here and see what happens, kinda. And then wait. Gonna create some things hanging down right here. See how that looks if I zoom out. That's looking okay. Did you hear about Growtopia? No, I haven't. What is that? Actually, I'm liking this green now. This brown might need to go. Wait, didn't I just okay? Yeah, that needs to go. It's kind of gross, brown. Oh, that's too close. That's too close. Way too close. Let's shift it towards. Okay, that's better. Yeah, it's not better. So now I need to figure out what kind of styling I'm gonna do here. Thinking this kind of something like this. Hello, Gabriel. Okay, let's zoom out. It's looking okay. What great ideas? Like, are you talking about like game ideas or something else? For game ideas, I just like most of my game ideas are made for game jams, so they gave me a theme, and then I have to come up with a game that follows that theme, and then I'll sit there for like an hour or two trying to come up with something, testing out different ideas in my head. Typically, what I do is I just kind of pretend I'm playing that game in the game I'm coming up with in my imagination, see if I like it or not, and yeah, I'll try a bunch of different things. Yeah, for the most part, it comes from the themes I'm given. This brown's a bit bright here, so I'm gonna change that. What's the paint bucket? G. I think it needs some bit. There. No. Yes. So, yeah, that one's better. Ah, missed. I kind of want to give a shadow to the grass here, but I don't want to add another color. I'll probably add another color to the grass itself, but yeah. I think I'm gonna just make this section brighter so it implies a shadow, even though I'm working with two colors here, and then I can add that pattern down here so it looks like there's rocks or whatever. That's better. Let's try adding some shape here. Are the games I get inspiration from? I really like Hyper Light Drifter. Just kind of the overall aesthetic. I don't know. You could say the mood, I guess. I'm not a huge fan of the pixel art style itself used in that game, but I do like the overall kind of style of the game. In terms of style, like art style, my inspiration comes from multiple people, I would say. Nothing major. My biggest inspirations are actually probably just some artists I follow on Twitter, where I see some stuff and I like that style. But there aren't a ton of games that are made in this style I'm doing. But yeah, the game developers whose styles I like are people like Daniel Linson and RXI. Question about World Gen. It makes like Minecraft use seeds to make infinite worlds. These I can edit this. I can actually remember what I've done. How do you remember? Okay, so if you saw my video I did on infinite worlds, I just did a flat world generation. You can modify that because like it only generates the world upon creation, and yeah, you can modify those values and it'll stay that way even though it was generated a certain way. If you want it to exist between sessions, you only need to save it to a file. The easiest way to do it is to just dump it into a JSON file. But yeah, in terms of like Minecraft-like generation, I actually learned about world generation from a blog post Notch made on world generation using Perl and Noise. I've looked for that blog post and I couldn't find it. But yeah, you use Perl and Noise, and you basically use multiple layers, and you can simulate different attributes like the temperature and altitude. And you can use those things. You can combine multiple elements together to generate biomes and altitudes and all sorts of geographical features. But yeah, if you're not familiar with it, look up Perl and Noise. This is very bright. I think I'm gonna just tone this down just a little bit. Can I like stretch it? Yes, I can. There we go. Now I get more space. So now I just dump this yellowish color in. Yeah, it's closer to what I want. Where did I put this? Some interesting grass pattern we got. I like it though. There we go. I'm gonna try and add some kind of baseline here, so it just kind of looks a little bit more connected. And I don't like that. Maybe we can do it there. That's looking better. Oh wow, 18 viewers. That's the most I've ever had on a Twitch stream. Was like, actually I think I did hit 14 once, but normally I sit around 2. Things are a lot different now with this YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm doing that thing where I should kind of shift towards purple again for darker green. Let's see how this looks. And now it needs more purple. Purple. There we go. That's the right color. So missed. I can make it look like there's leaves if I just do this. Put some lines down the middle, kind of, on the fat stuff. So like, if I did that, and then that, looks like a leaf. Actually, I don't want 2 leaves next to each other like that. It's a bit much, so. Actually, I'm gonna go for the more solid look. Because it almost looks dithered when I go the leaves like that. So... that's looking pretty good now, I think. Let's see how it looks next to each other. Actually, I do need to trim this edge here. Actually, they probably won't even flow together at all if I stick multiples next to each other, because I got this bright green next to the darker color. Actually, let's just see what it looks like first. Where's the select tool? Okay, what is this key binding I'm looking for? Is it just Control C, Control V? I think so. Can I just do this now? No, that didn't work. So it's not Control V, Control C, Control V. There's no copy under here. Might have to Google this. Maybe if I deselect and then... Okay. What? I just pasted in. Do I need another layer, maybe? Hold on. What? People say it's Control C, Control V, I'm not sure. Okay. Let's move to a different layer and see what happens. How do I make a new layer? There we go. So I have to make a new layer to put it in paste. Or maybe not, I don't know. But I'm liking the way this is looking. Hold on, let me just put it on its own here. Okay, maybe this grass is a little bit too detailed, so I might trim down on it a little bit. So, let's go back to layer 1, deselect. What happens if I just take out all of the dark colors? Yeah. Actually, I think the issue is it almost looks more like crystals than grass. It's not the colors. So, see if I can just fix that by changing the shapes. So, I'm gonna make these things a bit more straight. Okay, that's a bit more like grass, although needs some layering so it looks like there's something in front of the brighter stuff. Wait. Did two people just mention Growtopia? What is Growtopia? Okay, I'm looking this up. It's an MMO. Wait. Hold on. If this is... Wait. I don't know why you guys are mentioning this, but I actually know some people that I think knew the guy who made this, and they actually told me that I reminded them of him. Hold on, I'm gonna move this over so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Is there, maybe it says on, is it like made in Pygame or something? Or Python? I think I heard that, yeah, it didn't, I think I was told that the guy sold this game to Ubisoft and then rode off into the sunset with bags of cash and like moved to Japan. So more like the sunrise, but development. It's on the 12th. Wait, it had a YouTube channel. Is that why you guys are talking about it? Huh. Is the developer listed? Wait, yeah, it says located in Japan. Okay, so it is this guy. Oops, that's not right. So yeah, if I want some nice looking grass, I'm gonna try to add some leaves going in the opposite direction. Let's see if this works. That kind of looks like a leaf going in the other direction. Wrong color. Can I just do that? No, that's not gonna look right. This plate is too up high. There we go. Select that and then I think that's better. I think that looks better. Grass is kind of a pain, but it's very important to get right because that's a lot of what the player is going to be seeing. Oh, hello, strange potato. Let's just go into layer 2, paste this again. Let's see if this looks better. Okay. Now's the part where I just stare at it. So this preview is kind of nice. I definitely like the way this new one looks. It looks more like it looks clearer, I would say. Less chaotic. I feel like that grass might need just a tiny bit more shadow, so I'm gonna add a couple more pixels here. Oh, this is layer 2. Oops. Yeah, sometimes something I spend a lot of time thinking about when I'm making games is just the grass, because I know that if I mess up the grass, it could, like, if I'm selling a game, it could cost me something like 20-30% of my sales. Because it's so much of what people see. Same thing goes for like trees and just a lot of the terrain. add just a little bit more right there. Then move this down just a little bit. Okay. I think that one looks a bit better. Let's just remove this top one up here. Is it Control X to remove? Yep, okay, that's nice. So I can just go over here. Control C. And then I'll just go. Yeah, once you get the first tile, the other ones are easy. You can just kind of bend it around. Yeah, that looks better. Let's see. Where'd my preview go? Did I close the preview? How do I get that back? Duplicate view? Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Show layer grids. No, topmost tree. Oh, preview. There we go. Yeah, that shadow's looking much better now. So, I'm not sure if I want slopes for this. I think that since I'm trying to make it look as nice as possible, I'm going to add slopes. The slopes are going to be kind of a pain because I'm thinking of also doing particle physics. And when you use particle physics with non-square things that it needs to collide with, just adds an extra case I need to code for. It shouldn't be too bad. It'll slow down the processing too, because every time it collides with the tile, it's going to have to check the type of tile. Although technically, there's not that many. Even if it was 1,000 particles, they're not colliding most of the time. So, anyways, okay, I'm gonna make the rest of this tile set here. Wrong layer. Move that over here, and then move the palette over here. Actually, I'm going to save this just in case. Oh, two people. Okay. Hello, Z02 code. This was a bit lost in my. Okay. So rapid potato is just what I'm calling my new framework. I didn't know what to call it. I just threw a name at it and whatever. So I'm partially testing just where my skills are at right now with this project, and then I'm partially testing a new framework for making games faster. So, and then in here I'm going to do data, and then if you've seen my games, I use the same exact structure every time, and then I can just go let's call it sketch, export, blah blah blah, I don't care. Okay, so time to make the other tiles. I don't know why I have to switch layers, it's kind of weird. Actually, no, I can just make one and then flip it, because that's generally how it goes. So when you're doing this is going to be the corner tile. So the first thing I'm going to do here is add some more rocks on the side here. This wall like thing is going to come down. So and then now I need to draw the grass on the side. Let's do that. I've actually probably got the 34 hours already. For those who don't know what Strange Potato is talking about, it's I needed, as of this morning, I needed 34 more watch hours until I get monetization for my YouTube channel. And that was as of like this morning. I can't see I only get daily updates on that, or like the total numbers for the last 365 days. But yeah, I've probably already got that, so I probably hit the requirements for monetization already. Did my music just stop? Hello? Did you pause? Continue watching? It's really annoying. Okay, some grass. Just gonna... Actually, I'm not gonna do this one sticking out because the dark ones don't stick out. Actually, I'm not gonna go all the way down, I'm just gonna go part way. Okay, sorry, I was looking at the chat for a moment here. Okay, where can you donate? I don't have any direct donations, really. Most of my games, there's an option to donate money there, if you buy the game. Like, the free ones have donation options, so you can donate there just by going and downloading and then choosing to donate. Other than that, I don't really have anything. I'm not really in urgent need of money, though. I'm more in urgent need of time. What is I'm not quite sure for. Hello, Fabrico Ferreira de Almeida? Probably saying that wrong. Oh. The weird thing about doing these corner tiles is that it's natural to just kind of make the grass go up, and then making it go straight out is kind of weird. So I'm not quite sure what I should be doing here. I think I'm just going to make it not stick out as much. I think this is exactly what happened in Drawn Down Abyss with the grass. I don't know how to do these corner tiles very well. Let's just do that, and then I'm just gonna stick it out like that, and then I'm gonna add some of this. I think mostly, because that looks okay. I want a little bit more contrast here, so I'm gonna move some of these right there. Ah, keep messing with my colors. Okay, that looks better, I think. I'm gonna add one more pixel. Okay, time to do the rocks. Wow, just 12 persons, that mean that, what, right? can be really read. I'm not quite sure what you're saying there. How many years on Pygame? 6.5. Actually, no, almost. Yeah, 6.5. I started December 20. Was it? I forgot. December 2014, right? I forgot. Wait, no, when have been. I started when I was 12, and I was 12 in 2013, so 2013? That doesn't add up. I don't know. I think it's 6. Brain's not working too well right now from math. So we'll got 2 connected there. I think that's better. Yeah, that's a lot better. Alright. What is this select tool again? M. So, I can't copy and paste from. Oh, wait, no, I can. Yeah. I'll do that on layer 2. So let's paste onto layer 1, go back to layer 2, and move it around. Wait, I want slice. So move is V. Oh, wait, what? How do I just have that one selected? What happened? So M. V. What? Huh? So maybe I do need to slice, or whatever. Oh, slice is copy. Wait, no, that was Shift C, right? Yeah, Shift C. So Shift C is different. Is that making its own way, or what? What is slice? Whatever. I'm gonna make a new layer from this, or actually, no, I can just do that. Just delete it and then paste and move. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. How can I flip this? Is it hard to learn pixel art? On your mind? No. It takes practice and just kind of looking at people's stuff, trying to emulate it, I would say. And then eventually you can come up with your own style. Mine's a mashup of a bunch of other people's stuff. Control D. Wait, was that not the selection tool? This is a rectangular mark tool. Is that not selection? I don't know. Control D. What's Control D do? Oh no, Control D was just deselect. I was using that. Hold on. Anyways, I need to figure out how to flip this. Nope. There's fast rotation. What is it? Transparent color. What intersection? Oh, those are selection tools. Wait. Replace section. Oh. So maybe I'm supposed to use these. Rotation pivot. Wait, can I just... That works, yeah, okay. So now I have to find whatever... What size was this? Is that one the right one? Is that the right size? Looks weird when you flip it around. I think that's right. Wait, no it's not. It's too fat by 1 pixel. No, that's right, I think. No, it's still too fat. There we go. I think. Looks about right. Wait, can I just switch layer and then Control D? And then, no, that didn't work. So I have to reselect, copy. Well, actually, can I just like, So I can do X because that's cut, which also copies, right? And then I can do that. There we go. Rotation is an edit. Oh, okay. Shift H, Shift V, okay. I was a little bit late. Can you please tell us briefly what you're trying to do? Yeah, I'm drawing tiles for, like, as Strange Potato said, a prototype game. Prototype's not quite the right word. That's what I'm calling it because I don't think I've got anything better. It's kind of like a test of what I can do. I'm just gonna throw a bunch of special effects and just try to make a very nice environment for someone to walk around in with probably people in a village or something. Proto pie game. I don't know if that's supposed to be a pun. If it's supposed to be a pun, that's a pretty decent pun. Yeah. Like, give me one moment here. Alright, I'm back. So I'm going to select all of these and move these up. Because I need more space below. So V to move. Oh, there's my palette up there. Oh, Candela, I guess. You know, there's actually, I think, a very high percentage of my viewers that are from Brazil. And I see a lot of comments and I get a lot of emails from people saying hi from Brazil and stuff like that. Although actually in Brazil they speak Portuguese, right? Is it still Ola? What's playing in the background? That's Snail's house. Hold on, I can pull it up. Yeah, Snail's house. They do. It's unofficially called Kawaii Feature Base, which is subgenre feature base. It's like chiptune crossed with feature base, basically. In Portuguese, it's okay. So pronounced the same. It looks like almost. It's spelled different. I downloaded last week Aero Blaster. Smooth and fluid. How you make such game with slow programming language? Well, Python is kind of slow, but the graphics library, like a Pygame, its rendering functions are written in C. The reason why people think Pygame is slow is because it runs only in the processor and doesn't use the GPU. What I did there was I used Pygame 2, which can use the GPU. For it automatically uses it for some things that normal Pygame doesn't use it for. And then there's some extra stuff you can do with it, but I didn't do that. Yeah, generally you can just get some decent frame rates by optimizing things. There's a certain way you can do things in various aspects that makes things run faster. One of the main examples is just making sure you do dot convert on all of your images because it makes it faster for blitting. And yeah, generally speaking, one of the best things you can do is just make sure you render what's on screen. And then Sahil Verma says, have you ever thought about or considered full-time game dev? Yes, I have. So far, when I've been trying to do game dev for money, I've made an average of about $15 to $20 an hour, and I've done like what, a few hundred hours like that. But right now, I've got a full-time job in some aerospace technology, like rockets and stuff. So, I think I'll end up just doing normal computer science stuff because it makes more money, less pressure, and then I can make games on the side and like probably just go in and out of the industry and just make games for fun and not worry about making money from them really. I'm assuming there's only one Malaysian here. Probably. Alright, so time to copy these. So actually, can I see the, how, does it say how tall my selection is? Yeah, it does on the bottom. So this is 20, I have such a hard time with using my drawing tablet to be precise with, it's good for drawing, but not good for selecting things like this. I'm much better on the mouse with this. I've used my mouse for so long for drawing and stuff and just everything that I'm a lot, what? Oh, right. I don't know why it's like that. I'm gonna look this up later. So actually this is just gonna be pure brown. Can we go far with Pygame? I don't have any degree in computer. I learned everything by myself. Well, I learned Pygame by teaching myself. And I think that's actually the preferable way to learn. When you teach yourself, you learn it much better than being taught, I would think. With Pygame, you can go pretty long ways. If you're doing pixel art, yeah, there's a lot you can do. And I like Python in like Pygame because you can make things so much faster. Yeah. So like you can, like Pygame might be better for some larger scale projects that don't get stuck on some of its limitations. So it really depends what you're doing. So like, yeah, some things it would be very good for, and some things it's not as good for. It just depends on what you're doing. And if you're doing what I'm doing, where I'm doing pixel art and stuff, it works very well. 18 people watching, 17 likes. Yeah, people have liked and left, I'm guessing. Why people say Python is very slow for game dev? It is. Just optimize. But the issue is that people, like, Python is slow relative to other languages, but in a lot of cases you really do not need that speed if you're doing things right. Yeah, Python is like trading processing speed for development speed. So, yeah, I'm fine with taking that trade-off. Oh, I'm on layer 2 again. I keep doing this. Where did I learn Pygame from? If you've looked at the comments from my tutorial videos, people ask this a lot. Here, I'll pull it up. I learned it from the Advent with Python book. The URL's up here if you want to take note of that. Or you can just Google the title of it. If you just search Invent with Python, you can find it. But yeah, this just taught me like just the very basics of Python, and I got a little bit into Pygame with this. I didn't go very far into Pygame with this. After that, it was just spotty and me like looking at other people's scripts, and then maybe after a year or so, I just started using the Pygame documentation. The Pygame documentation is known to be not that great, but once you're used to it, it's very useful, I guess. So, yeah, but when people ask me if where I learned Pygame from, a lot of times I think they're asking me, like, they don't understand that Pygame in itself doesn't provide that many functions. It's more like what you do with it. So in that aspect, like what I do with the things, with the Pygame's functions, I just kind of came up with that stuff. When you're messing around with stuff for like 6 years, you come up with a lot of stuff. Is this your first time with that pixel art program? It's not, but I've barely used it before. And I need to learn it. Why am I still selecting? Okay. I was pressing the button for switching back. Do you know a game called Bugga? Is a 3D Doom style written in Python using Pygame and OpenGL. It's possible to do... Don't you mean Duga? What was it called? I don't think it's Bugga. I think it's Duga. Actually, I think I can just go to itch.io and pull up the top Pygame games. Let's see. Actually, I'm not sure how to get to this here. Yeah, Duga. Oh, it's got 1G. Yeah, I saw that as the development was going on. But yeah, it's possible to do 3D in Pygame. And I talked about that earlier. Were you the one who asked that? I don't know, there's a lot of messages here. Oh no, someone else asked me about that. But yeah, someone asked me about that and that's what I said. You can do it in PyOpenGL in the Pygame context. And then you can do PyOpenGL on its own, I think. Panda 3D, your Sina engine. Yeah. Okay, back to drawing this thing. So I kind of want to give some texture right here, but yeah, I'm gonna make it stick out a bit, I guess. It's a bit sketchy, kind of making things stick out. I guess it kind of breaks the style a little bit. I don't know. So now I just kind of scribble, draw some rocks, basically. The weird thing about art is that, like, once you learn to do it, it kind of seems very simple, and I don't know why. I mean, I guess that kind of goes with for a lot of things, but it's just kind of weird how it gave me such a hard time. Like, and now I can just do what I'd say is okay. Kind of a weird question, but what's your opinion on using global variables in Python game dev? Many people say globals are bad for practice, but I like the convenience. Yeah, that's kind of my stance. Globals are a bad programming practice. You shouldn't be using them, although I use them a lot, and I was actually using them wrong. turns out. Someone pointed that out to me. I was yeah, it's kind of declaring them wrong, basically. But it still worked, so whatever. But, yeah, as for using them, it can cause problems. I'd say that generally when you're closer to the end of development for a project, you can kind of just go crazy with your standards and trade off just coding standards for speed. There's a joke that people say that there's the developers that develop frameworks and make the code really clean and stuff, and then there's the people that make games. And if you look at the code for a lot of games, you'll find that frequently the code's very messy. That's just kind of how it is. So yeah, there's a trade-off for writing good code and just speed. So yeah, early on I think it's definitely better to go for the good code. These rocks are looking a bit big here. I'm gonna trim them down a bit. And connect them like I did before, so it's kind of consistent. It's kind of consistent. That doesn't work. That's not how rocks work. Alright. What do you do besides programming? Play video games. I really like VR. Spend a lot of time playing Beat Saber and Pavlov and stuff, but mostly Beat Saber. I used to be one of the top 100 players in the world. If you Google the Fluffy Potato VR, you can see some of my clips. And then yeah, other than that, I've got, well, I used to have college. I'm in a break semester and I'm doing a quote-unquote internship that's full-time and like about half a year long. And then, well, the internship is programming, I guess, but and then yeah, art, music and stuff, just things related to game dev, I guess. Yeah. Where can I learn PyOpenGL to make a 3D game like Duga? I don't know, I haven't looked into it. I've been meaning to look into it, but I like pixel art, so I'm kind of sticking with 2D until I make VR games. Yeah. This looks not console line. That doesn't look right. I need to connect these at different heights. More like that. That's too fat now. I think that's better. Need some smaller collections of stuff here. I kind of feel uncomfortable with throwing a square in there. It kind of stands out to me for some reason. And then I'm gonna throw in a shape right there. Just so looks more connected. Do you use class on the main event as well? Like where all the player movements and events now? So classes. I only use classes when I feel like it's useful, because a lot of times you'll write a class and then it would have been much shorter to not use a class. So I use classes occasionally, but yeah, only for some things. Classes really help with readability, so if you're working with other people, I'd completely recommend using classes. If you're working on your own and you can keep up with not using classes, and it gives you a lot of speed in doing so, I'd say do whatever. And yeah, that's what I do. I trade off readability for speed. Do you have your own work frame? I'm guessing framework. Modules, structures for your programming game dev. I actually had a video, what did I call it? I said like implementing a framework or something. That framework I implemented was the framework I used. I can pull it up. It's just like, I call it either engine.py or entities.py. Let me see if I can find it. It's probably right here. Oh, I've got some text stuff too. I've got a couple basic things. Oh, here it is. This is an outdated one, I think. But basically, it's got a bunch of things like just normal physics. There's some 3D physics I was working on here. That was for games, like top-down games kind of at an angle. So I could do three-dimensional physics, but it still looks 2D. And then there's like just an entity class. It's got animation, functions and stuff. This is the type of thing where I'll use a class, where it makes a lot more sense, I think. And then yeah, a bunch of animation stuff, and then particles. Yeah, it's not super extensive. The one I'm working on now is much more extensive, I would say. It's not as far along though. The one I'm working on now though it's got a chunk system, layering, and stuff like that. Because I've been writing chunk systems over and over again for different games and stuff, so I just sat down and wrote a base framework for that. You said in the video that you can make a game in 48 hours, but how that can be possible? I mean, like I've been saying for the past 30 minutes when people keep asking questions, is I trade off a lot of stuff for speed. And just, yeah, like I started when I was 12, it's been 6 years. Like when you start young like that, I think it, like the way I think is more along just the way I understand things is more along the ways you would code them. So when I understand something, I generally know how to code it. So in terms of coding, that's how I can do it, I would say. But artwork and stuff, yeah, you just kind of have to sit down and do it. Because my major games, the ones I'm selling, were made in just around 100 hours each. So, yeah, it's completely doable. When you get further along, you'll probably notice that you used to spend a lot of time looking up how to do things, and just getting stuck on bugs and stuff. When you get better and that happens less, it saves a ton of time. Where do you get your ideas for your games? Someone asked this earlier. I'm mostly making games for game jams in 48 hours. So the game jams typically have themes, and I make games that fit those themes. So those give me a direction I can go in, basically. And that probably gives it a little bit of uniqueness, because it forces you to go in a sometimes weird direction. But yeah, you try to sit down for an hour or two, just try to think of something and test out some ideas in my head, and just kind of how it would play out and what the game would be like, and see if it has any major design flaws. And then if not, and I like it, I'll go with it. What do you recommend when, I guess, what pixel art tool you're asking? I mean, as people have seen so far, I've barely used Sprite, but I'm going off of what other people have said and what I've done so far. I think it's fair to say that Sprite's your best option for pixel art. It's like $5 or whatever. I don't know. I forgot how much it was. How many loops during frame do you consider bad practice? I kind of do it on all my projects with randomness, but okay. So a lot of people get concerned with putting loops instead of loops, but it really just matters how many things you're looping through and how many operations you're doing. So just try to optimize. Generally, if you're, I'm not sure what you're using a ton of loops for randomness for, but if the main thing that causes lag for a lot of people is collision and rendering. With collisions, you can use a hash map, which is essentially what I do with my chunks. I did a video on that, so that you can easily find all the nearby things you're testing for collisions with, and then you test those collisions. So it's just a way of sorting data, basically, so you can get to the right stuff faster. But then, what was I saying? For tiles, just show what's on screen. Also, structure your data so you can access stuff quickly. But yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by randomness. You can use orthographic projection to just make pixel art look 3D. I forgot what orthographic is. I'm gonna have to look that up. That. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. I'm not good with names of things because typically I try to figure out things on my own and I don't look up the names and terms for things. So, like, for example, my chunk system, I learned out that's called like a hash map or whatever. Yeah, you can use orthographic projection to make pixel look 3D. I wouldn't recommend it though, because the way you have to warp things, you have to go kind of per pixel, and rasterization in Pygame is not a good idea. Editing every single pixel is slow. You're gonna want to use like I mentioned before, running OpenGL in the Pygame context. Also, a video idea, you analyze our codes and comment what you think we could have done better or something. That's actually kind of a good idea. I might do that. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I think that could really help a lot of people, because I do see the same mistakes a lot. Yeah, I'll consider that. If I do something like that, I'll probably arrange that in my Discord server. So people could send me stuff in. I spent like 4 days on the same movement script, even though I really didn't need to. Did you manage to make your game engine? It is so quick to make games instead of repeating the same things. I guess you're asking why I didn't make a game engine earlier, if I keep doing things over and over again. Basically, it comes down to the fact that it's easier to make something that works for one case than making a system that works for any case. So it takes more code to sit down and write that system that I can use for all of my games, compared to just writing the simpler version for a specific game. But eventually that adds up, which is why I just made my new chunk system, basically. Do you intend to make some code in this live? This is probably going to end up being mostly an art stream. I might stream more again like tomorrow or something. Yeah, I'm mostly drawing here. Once I get a few tiles, I'll probably write some code to render it. I don't know how long the stream's gonna go. Did you get a degree for CS computing related? Yes and no. I do not have a degree in computer science. I've got an associate's degree, so in general studies. So it's just like the general education stuff out of the way, so that when I go back to college, I've only got like 2 or 3 more years for a normal computer science degree. But yeah, I did that while I was in high school, and I just graduated in December. Actually, I like C code organization method, good practices, and creativity process. Yeah, if you're talking about like just in general, people writing good code, yeah, it's good when people write good code, as long as it's always good for people to write good code. I would say, like, in the end, it turns out better. I think it depends. It's hard to explain, but like, yeah, it depends on the context. Your code is better if you write it better. And generally more expandable. But yeah, like I mentioned before, sometimes you want the speed. the loop with randomness I do is kind of like switching the positions, color, size of things. Oh, are you talking about like some kind of maybe partial? I'm guessing for the positioning, you might be talking about some kind of AI. I'm not sure why you need a ton of loops for that, but maybe if there's like a bunch of interactable elements you can do the color size of. Yeah, that's fine. There. You can. There's a slightly fast way to do that, so you don't have to loop through everything, because you're already looping through everything for the rendering if you're doing what I think you're doing. So what you can do is just kind of. I don't know what your exact situation is, but you might be able to just build that into the rendering, so you don't have to loop twice. I don't know. It really depends on what you're doing. I like your background music. Yeah, that's Snail's house. You can look him up. He does some nice music. I need to add something so you guys can see what the music is. Ow. I wrote in a Firefox extension for exposing the YouTube song titles, so I can easily write something to show what song it is. I just need to write that, the visual part of it. Anyways, I need to get back to drawing. Oh, so now I can paste on the same layer. What happened before? Okay, so was it Shift H? Okay, so that's how I flip. So now the bottom ones. Oh, this whole thing's a bit low. How do I drag? Is it Control? No. Shift? Wait, Control moves things around. Oh, that's a line. I don't want that. It's like a random thing where a bunch of randomly generated enemies attack you with randomly generated projectiles and weapons. That sounds interesting. Like that. The colors represent their levels. Okay, I'm not sure where what you're putting in a bunch of loops for. It might just be that your sense of what a lot of loops isn't that many. I mean, as long as your game's not lagging. What about physics simulation? Can you do videos to simulate collisions of a million particles and fluid? I haven't messed with fluid simulations, although I did make, just yesterday, and I posted this on my Twitter, I made a water thing. Hold on. You can do some kind of like interesting simulations and stuff, but like the giant fluid simulations with millions of particles, those are generally not done in real time. There are simplified systems that are not as realistic though that people use in games, and I have no clue how it's done really. I haven't really looked into it. It's probably some complicated math. On the last videos. Okay, so I did physics particles, but the particles did not interact with each other. They interacted with the terrain. Yeah. If you, depending on how you're doing it, you can get away with some simple code in Pygame where you can have particles flying with each other, but you can't do a million, I don't think. Vibrating string. This is a water surface. I mean, it's right here. It's not much. Just take a screenshot, I guess. Yeah, I'll actually probably use this code for some water in this environment I'm making as a prototype. So yeah, just take a screenshot of that, I guess. It's just this stuff that simulates the water. It's not very readable. I might post it later. I might do a video on it actually, because it's not too complicated. I could do a video on that. It'd be one of my more advanced tutorials though. Okay, so now I need to make the ground whole bottom part. No, what? Okay, I don't know what I'm doing different. Okay, I guess I just pressed the buttons harder. What am I making? It's a tile set. I want to pull the preview again. Why do you keep closing that? I have an instinct to just close things. It's a tile set. Did you figure out the water surface code by yourself? Yes and no. Okay, so I would say that, yeah, I kind of figured it out by myself, but I was having an issue where it would just kind of go crazy under certain parameters. So I looked up how other people did it, and then I found out that if you set certain parameters, certain things, it just goes crazy, and that's just the nature of incremental physics simulations, where you just simulate over periods of time. Yeah. So the logic behind it, yeah, I figured that out on my own, and then I just had to look some stuff up because I didn't know it wasn't like it was going crazy under certain conditions. Basically, what I had to do was just add more cycles to the processing, because basically I wanted the waves to spread faster, but I didn't want to add more cycles because I knew that'd be slower. But it turns out there was no way to do it except for doing that. Navier-Stokes equation. Is that a thing? Hold on. I'll look that up. Navier-Stokes. In physics, Navier-Stokes equation describes motion in viscous fluid substances. I think this is probably overdoing it. Yeah, this looks... Yeah, this is definitely for more complex simulations. The thing I did for the water, it's just 2D, it's not 3D, so it's essentially just a spring, and then you spread the vertical height around to nearby points in the simulation. So you just make the points affect each other and pull each other towards each other. And that's kind of what spreads the water, or the waves. And then, yeah, the up and down effect is just spring physics, which are incredibly thin. People keep opening Steam games. Should turn that off. Anyway, time to the bottom there. Actually, I could do what I did in Super Potato Bra. Here, let me pull up those tiles. Where is this? I know oh, palette. This is where I throw all my images in here. I make a palette and then I draw everything on the palette file. So what I did in Super Potato Bra was I actually didn't draw the rocks on the bottom. These rocks are obviously a lot more detailed than the ones I've got here. But the grass is much better than this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Super Potato Bra strat here, where I just don't draw that. What kinds of genres you play more? And wait, oh, you're American. Yes, I am American. I'm from Florida. What kind of genres you play more, and what kind of genres have you made games in? So, like, what kind of genres? What are genres of the games I play? I actually don't really play platformers. I I actually mostly play multiplayer games. I spent a lot of time on Minecraft, League of Legends, and then the desktop games. I don't actually play too much of them anymore. Mostly just Minecraft. I play with some friends every other night or so. And then most of the time I spend playing video games now is VR. So Beat Saber, Pavlov, Orbis VR, that type of stuff. What genres do I make games in? Whatever. If you look at my games, you can tell that my favorite genres are platformers and bullet hells, especially crossing those two. Are there secret games you haven't showed us yet? I wouldn't call them secret. They're there. You can find them. Let's see if I can just Google it. All my older stuff is not on itch, because... Oh. Maybe it comes up on Google. Let me see. Yeah, I have made other games that I haven't they're not associated with the name The Fluffy Potato. I changed my names, like my name on the internet, from CMLC to The Fluffy Potato like a few years back. And when I did that, well, actually it's shortly before that, where I shifted to using itch. And when I use itch, like everything I've made since that point is on itch. And then before that, there are some games I made that aren't on itch. It's like an infinite world RPG type of thing, top down. Very simple. That's the main thing I did. And then there are also other just prototypes and games I never finished that I obviously never released. Please upload game dev vids without speeding them up. Oh, are you talking about the typing? Okay, or the cutting, because I do cut out a lot of parts where I say and you probably noticed in the stream I've been saying it a lot. And then, yeah, I do speed up typing long sections of code. Typically, I just assume that people will pause it if they need to really look at that. I think I'll stick with that form, because I like the shorter videos so that it's not as intimidating for people to get into. And a lot of people, like, when I watch videos on some concepts, a lot of times I'm, like I'll use video tutorials for learning things like OpenCV, which is computer vision stuff. And a lot of times I'm more interested in the concepts than the code itself, so I don't mind too much skipping around as long as it's not crazy. I don't know what language I should learn. I'm learning Pascal. It's really old. It's cool. Is that college? Oh, why are you learning Pascal? But I want to learn something more powerful, and I can't choose between Python and C++. I want to code simple games for myself. If you're doing simple stuff, and you want to make stuff fast, use Python. C++, you're going... Wait, I think GameMaker uses C++, I'm not sure. And then Unity uses C#. Godot uses GDScript, which is close to Python. So if you want to make like big games, you're gonna need to pick an engine. Bye, Leon Kent. Go over here. Good luck with the coding. Yeah, just do whatever language. I would recommend Python for simple stuff. And then also, like, for jobs and stuff, Python's one of the best. Python and JavaScript for jobs, I would say. I'm British and at 2:20 a.m. I have no idea what I'm doing. It would be nice to the process. I want to get into game dev, but not many places to start. The thinking process, I'm going to do a video on that, where I explain the process behind figuring out how things work. And I actually kind of, on a simple level, went over that in my particles video, the first one. 6 years of Python, I think you are mastering this language. Can you make online games and training AI for bots? So, I'm assuming you're talking about machine learning. I did I made my own neural network once. I haven't messed around with machine learning too much since. I've been meaning to get into it. Online games, yeah, I can do that. I just I started working on some stuff and then I stopped working on that stuff because I got interested in other projects. As typically how things go, I rarely release projects that are like my big ones, because I'll get bored and do something else. That's why most of my games are game jam games, because I make those in 48 hours and you don't get distracted. And then said dev ones when you created whole games. Oh, you're talking about the, what do you call it? I don't forget what you call them. The time lapse. You want the whole video? My hard drive's not that big. Well, like, I'm running out of space on my hard drive. I can't fit a whole recording. Those are just periodic screenshots. So if I slow it down, you just see slower screenshots. Screenshots are taken once a minute. The point of time lapse is, yeah, typically so you can see the process and just kind of what you do. Like, you can see when people are making music, when they're doing the art and stuff, and like what it looks like when people are adding features and stuff. That's it. Once you get your monetization, you shouldn't skip parts if it means you will be under 10 minutes. I'm not too concerned about making my videos reach 10 minutes, really. Wherever it lands, and I try to make it as short as possible. If it hits over 10 minutes, whatever. What do I learn? Currently, wait, is that like what school did I go to? Like, or like, I guess you're talking about like what, like how I'm learning game development and stuff. I just learn by doing pretty much at this point. I don't really use tutorials that much anymore. By the way, why do you not use GitHub to share your projects? Because I release them on itch. Yeah, the source is available on itch. Like, I focus more on the game part than the development part in terms of my games, I would say. Which is why I put them on itch instead of GitHub. GitHub is for programmers, itch is for people looking to play games. What? So like, where did I learn it? I don't know if you're here earlier. I brought up the inventing games with Python tutorial. That's where I first learned 6 years ago. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. After that, I looked at some people's code, read some documentation, watched or read a tutorial occasionally. And then, like, once you learn the basics, it's mostly just Googling random things. And you'll find the answer on Stack Overflow or something. Yes, I just pressed harder and it works for some reason. So I'll trim that edge. That's the super potato brush shape right there. Then select again, copy, paste, flip, move. There we go. Alright, by Sadzudar? I don't know. Anyways, tile set. I'm gonna add some. Wait, I'm gonna pull my. How old were you when you started learning Python? 12. Yeah. 12.5, whatever. And then, okay. I have a reference thing for the parts I need to draw here. Where is it? Rapid potato. Okay. Tileset layout. Here we go. So I've got 1 through 9. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for this one. The idea here is that for these outshoot ones, where it's got 3 open sides, I'm not actually I'm going to use like wooden platforms, basically. Not sure what I'm going to do for 12 and 14, though, because those are up and down. You can't use platforms there. What would look natural there? Should I put Java on your 8? Ow. I tried Java early on. I didn't like it. Well, yeah, I can use Java now. But I still don't like it. Everything's so long. The syntax, well, the built-ins and like, yeah. Also, it really forces you into object-oriented programming, which is kind of annoying. Okay. 12, 13, 14, 15. What am I gonna do for these? Hold on. Let me look up a reference here. I got this idea for like not doing normal tiles from RxI. He's got an auto tile. He was working on his own level editor, so I'm just gonna use that as a reference for how he does this. Does he do vines? Wait, hold on. I think I saw a piece sticking out top. Oh. So it looks like he drew... Okay, so he did the platforms for the horizontal ones, and then for the vertical ones, he just did them normally, as like normal terrain. Okay, I'll do that. That makes sense. So, for me, that's just going to be crossing these. So I did that one. And then I take this side. It might be a little bit obvious that it's mirrored. Okay, it looks a little bit messy, but I think it'll do. Let's open the preview. It almost looks skinny. It's weird. Like, at least the shape of it. It kind of looks like a head with hair. Yeah, it looks like hair. I'll leave it though. Looks fine. Actually, I just closed the preview again, come on. Why do I keep doing that? I'm gonna tweak that. And then take out this pixel right here. And that pixel. And actually, I want this one to go over. So I'll do that. And it's kind of... can add one more pixel down here. Nope. There. I think that's right. Time to open back up that preview. There we go. This video is already racked up like as many likes as my normal videos do in like a day. Wow. That's impressive. And I've also apparently been streaming for almost 2 hours and drawn 10 tiles. That's not good. My hair right now is like my hair is really straight, and I haven't had it cut in a while. Normally I keep it really short, so it just goes straight out. So I kind of look like that. Alright, I think, can I make this canvas taller? Is that a thing we can do? I'm gonna save it beforehand just in case I mess this up. Export, yes. Yes. Is it sprite? Canvas size, yay. Okay, there we go. Wait, it kept the stuff that was off. Like, moved off, because this was cut off on the top, it kept it. Nice. So now you can move this thing up. Cut off that thing again. Yeah, with pixel art, you just gotta practice. And like, for me, pixel art did not come very naturally, I would say. I've seen people improve more in like 2 months than I've done in 6 years. But, I mean, I'm not like particularly dissatisfied with my pixel art skills at the moment, though. Like, I feel like they're good enough. And they do keep getting better. But yeah, my rate of improvement's much slower than a lot of other people. It might be because I don't spend too much, like, I'm not crazy about spending time practicing pixel art. I just do it when I make games. So it's probably not as much as it should be. Wait, how would I? Oh, right. Let's take this one. Shall we do that? I really don't know what was happening earlier when I couldn't get things to copy. It's really obvious it's mirrored right here, so I'm just gonna mess with this stuff a bit. That's the same thing as above it. It's not right. There we go. I don't like that shape. Whatever. Hey, so I'm fairly new to programming. Any ideas where to get started? What type of game I should make first? Contrary to what my tutorials are, do not make a platformer. Unless you're, like, it's a big challenge to make a platformer first off, because you got the physics and the tiles. There's a lot to worry about. And then, yeah, the top-down type stuff with simple movement, maybe move around, collect some stuff, that type of stuff is the easiest. Yeah. And, like, just like, maybe asteroids would be easy, except don't, like, simulate the asteroids too extensively. Just kind of make some blocks, maybe a shoot or something. I shouldn't be disappointed about my art. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm disappointed with it. Really. Yeah, I'm very happy with, like, where I'm at, because I realize it could be a lot worse. But, like, I feel like I've definitely got a long way to go still. Which, I mean, I guess that's a good thing. It doesn't quite look symmetrical. Okay, well, I'm trying to make it not look symmetrical, but then if it's too asymmetrical, what's wrong? Like in the distribution of the tiny rocks that are sticking out here. So good old square. Actually, I'm gonna put the square in the middle. Need something in the middle. Oh, this is the bottom anyways, so I think that's good enough. You don't have to worry about math and the general mechanics almost. I mean, any programming is going to have some math because you're working with numbers. It's simple arithmetic and a little bit of algebra, the easy stuff, like solve for x in y equals x plus 2. Who knew drawing pixel art clouds would be so hard? It's not. I actually had a very hard time with it, and then I looked at this one guy's stuff, and then it was very easy. Although don't do it in paint, it doesn't work well. You need the circle brushes. It's pixelized. I'm gonna send it in the chat so you guys can see. It's pixelized. This guy draws some nice clouds. Here, I'm gonna pull it over so you guys can see. Yeah, oh, wait, he's younger than me. Where is big cloud things? Here's a big cloud thing. When you look at it, like, it's like visually, you can see that it's easy to, like, you can see how it's done, kind of. You can see all the circles, and it's not too hard to emulate. I drew some much better clouds than what I've drawn before. I wouldn't say they're great clouds, but they're way better than what I was doing before on my website. So I've got some clouds on the side that are much better than anything else I've drawn before. Oh, wait, you guys want some nuts pixel art? Hold on. Let me just grab some stuff really quick. And yeah, this is the stuff I'm looking at when I say that I've got a long way to go. Here, let me... Actually, there's this. This is some sort of Russian pixel artist. And then this guy's pretty good. Well, that picture I showed before was not this guy. He retweeted someone else. But let me see if I can find. There's something really good in here that I'm looking for. Oh, here it is. This one's insane. I'm guessing it's probably not showing up too well. Like, you can't really see the pixels too well in the video. But yeah, it's insane. There's a little whale in the sky too, right here. This is the type of stuff I want to be able to do. But yeah, I'm a long way off from that. Oh, and Slavocado. This is also some very, very good pixel art. I like the way these kind of like crack looking things. I don't know. They're not actually cracks. They're like I guess fiber. But a lot of people kind of draw their bark with that type of pattern, which looks really cool. I need to learn how to do that. I was actually going to try to learn how to do that for this when I draw my trees. Okay, Mr. Water messages here. You should create another channel, the Hardy Potato, and record his gaming. Well, I've got the Fluffy Potato VR for my VR stuff. It's just Beat Saber though, pretty much. And actually, that other channel I don't really care about. I'm mostly just storing videos there because I can't put them on my hard drive. And yeah, to answer that question about my age, no, that definitely is pixels. If you go to his profile, you can look for that image, and you zoom in. It's definitely pixels. Okay, so time for the wood. And this is just wooden platforms. Actually, I probably should have not drawn the grass here. I might remove that later, now that I think about it, because I wanted to physically simulate some grass to make the environment feel more interactive. Use fish towel set. Yeah. I'm working pretty slowly because I keep reading comments. I mean, chat messages. I don't know what you call them now. I'm gonna take this color and then I'm gonna make something from this. I'm gonna go towards yellow. This is kind of a gross color. Let's go brown. I have a very hard time with colors. I don't know if it's just me, but this like kind of muddy yellow is kind of gross. But it looks really good in the right context. And I should probably stop avoiding it as much as I do. Because it just kind of looks gross to me, but in the right context it looks good, so I should probably stop avoiding it, yeah. I think I need more brown. Red. More brown. I think that's the right color. Let's just draw a thing right here. And then I'll go towards yellow, and then... I'm not liking that color. Should I start learning Pygame with the tutorial? If not, any recommendations? In terms of learning Pygame, if you saw that tutorial brought up, inventing games with Python, I would recommend that if you do not know Python. If you know Python, my tutorial should be fine. What's up, man? I just came here to say hi. I will see this video later. Hello. I'll probably end this stream soonish. I don't know. Once I finish this outside, I guess. I need to look up some references for this. I need to get my colors right. I don't know where to look. Hold on. Actually, there's a nice reference I use for a lot of learning stuff. I kept referencing this. It's got the colors I like. They use the same color for the wood as the dirt, but I could use that color for my wood. My whole thing looks a bit pale, I guess, which makes it look flat, I guess. I don't know. All my stuff kind of looks pale. I don't know, I'm kind of scared of contrast. Why did I have such a hard time finding those colors? I'll probably just tweak all the colors in this thing here in a bit. So maybe if I go down here, and that's the muddy. There we go, I think. I think that's it. Let's move towards gray. I think that's getting close. Maybe shift a little bit more this way. I need to make this thing wider so I can select with more accuracy. Okay, I think that's the right brown. But just for my style, I'm gonna go a little bit more purple. And a little bit more gray. And then I'm gonna it's a little bit too much color shift there. Oh, there's some contrast. I like that. Actually, this brown is a bit saturated, but I'm gonna change that. That's not enough. It's too dark. There we go. Let's do the... Oh. So this is just a wood type texture, I don't know. Ah, Windows. I was trying to hit Control Z. Maybe we can connect those. I don't know what kind of wood this is, but whatever. Looks kind of like a rock. I don't know. Just raise the saturation a bit. Less pale. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Well, also part of it is, what was I saying? I just blinked. Oh, part of it is that, yeah, the colors and lightness aren't far from each other either. Actually, yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I need to make this wood a little bit more towards the purple and a little bit less saturated. Wait, hold on, that's the bright color. Because that color fits better. So, and then I'm gonna have to go over to the other side down here and then do that. That's not dark enough. It's closer to what I'm looking for. Well, that's a bit too dark, maybe? Yeah, it's too dark. It's too bright. Come on. I wish this thing were just a little bit bigger. Can I stretch it up? Oh, nice. There we go. I like that color. Might go a bit darker. Good night, people, and don't forget to like, subscribe. Good night. It seems like that you really like using that the pixel art style, but can there be some point where you'll get bored of it and in the future make games that use multiple games that use pixel art? Are you asking about games that don't use pixel art? If I do 3D, I'll probably move away from pixel art. And I'll probably do like a sort of simplistic type style and focus more on shaders. If I do 3D, hold on. If I do 3D, I'll probably go for this type of style. You don't have to be super good at drawing, you gotta be super good at shaders, which I think I'd have an easier time with. Although I can imagine that 3D modeling is going to be a pain to learn. And yeah, like a strange potato I just mentioned, pixel art is a lot less time consuming. So if I want to make large games, pixel art's a good move. Okay, now that I'm looking at this wood more, I'm starting to not like it again. Come on. Anyways, why can't I just move this thing? Anyways, whatever. I'll probably just erase it. I need to draw the actual wood thing I was gonna draw. I'm gonna start with the shape. So, I'm thinking like, this is gonna be a platform. Not sure how wide I need to go. That's a little bit further than 20 pixels, I think that's closer. So let's see what the size of this thing is. Hold on. Alright. Did I get, no, it's 18. Gotta go 2 more pixels. That was close. Wait, did I have it right the first time? I think I did. I'm gonna shift this thing down 1 pixel. Well, to out 1 pixel. That's close to the shape I want. The question is, do I want it to be flat on here? I'm really not working with too many pixels. I think I'll do that, and I'll try to add some shape that'll look nice with coloring. Doing wood at this resolution is kind of difficult. You don't have a lot of options. Just gonna shade these sections along here. I'm just gonna probably do that. I don't know what I'm doing. It's an okay wood texture, I'd say. Yeah, I think I've gone too far into the purple direction. Well, actually, I think it's just too saturated. Maybe brighter. Wait, hold on, was I on the dark? Yeah, I was on the dark color. Let's move it towards brown again. And then let's dump it everywhere. Okay. Now I'm liking this color again. What is that? That's not... Yeah. Okay, I'm liking that color now. I'm gonna try to get a little bit saturated here. How's this looking? I'm not liking that. I think the saturation needs to be on the middle color. Actually, that's not too bad. It's gonna brighten it a little bit. Actually, it might be beneficial to just completely get rid of all of the color right there. And then so now you can really see the shape there. That's too much. Actually, I might be able to just, oops, do that. I think that's working. Okay, now I want to try something. I take this and then make it darker, and then use it to emphasize some stuff here. That's not dark enough. think for this to work, I need this part to be a little bit brighter. That. So it's kind of like a little bit darker. Almost like some, it's like anti-aliasing. What was it on that color? I think so. Okay, I'm really liking that. Just gonna add a few more lines here. Is this for any game in particular? It's like the stream title says, it's like some kind of prototype or something, I don't know. I'm just testing what I can do with environment stuff in games. Just trying to make a, I don't know, just an environment that feels alive, if you get what I mean. I've gone a little bit overboard on the lines, maybe. I don't know. It's tricky to do on something that's just 3 pixels wide. I think I like that. Here's a look on the preview. I think I like it. I don't know. I would like some more texture, but it's hard to do when this is going to have to connect to other things. Have you seen a game called Fez? Yeah. I took some inspiration from that earlier on, but I stopped going after that. I didn't. To me, the style just kind of looks old now. I like the concept. Oh, let me just look up the art for a refresher here. Yeah, the thing I like about Fez is more of the atmosphere than the base artwork itself. Yeah, it's kind of like Hyper Light Drifter for me, where I like the atmosphere it has rather than the art itself. I guess you could consider that the art. Okay, time to figure out what I'm doing with this stuff here. I'm thinking this bright stuff's a bit too bright for... I'm gonna shift it towards brown a bit, darken it a bit, and saturate it, and start dumping. Is there like a palette swap type feature for Sprite? Hold on, music stopped. Come on, YouTube. There's probably a palette swap feature, and I just don't know about it. Okay. Oh, and then there's this top piece. And the bottom piece, right? What do I want to become? Like, I'd like to do game development. Like, specifically, I'd like to get into VR game development. I'll probably do that at some point. And then, but like, I'll probably end up doing that on the side and then having a normal computer science type job. And since I'm already in the field, I'll probably stay in aerospace, software development type stuff. So yeah, it would be cool if I could work for like SpaceX or something. I don't know. I think I'm only. Yeah, I might be able to get a job there. I don't know. Oh, that's very brown. Let's see how that looks. Doesn't look too bad so far. Very saturated. I feel like if it's saturated, it needs to become darker. Keep missing. Not too bad. Right, I'm gonna get a little bit darker and a little bit less saturated. Now I'm not gonna tell where I've done it, where I haven't. Because it's so hard to see, tell those colors apart here. Okay. Yeah, someone asked me where I got my name from, didn't they? Oh, yeah, how did I come up with my name? Okay, for a while I had apparently forgotten how I came up with it. So, primarily, it was made to be something people could search, and if they see it, they would recognize it. Once you see the name The Fluffy Potato, you're probably going to recognize it if you see it somewhere else. And then also, if you search for the name, nothing else is really going to come up, although Google does try to auto-correct it to Fluffy Potato. Or it did. I don't think it does that anymore. I think my YouTube channel is big enough for it to not do that now. Yeah, but the origin of the potato part was that I used to make Minecraft maps, and then I became known for potatoes in those maps. I did a lot of things with potatoes. And then, yeah, a lot of big YouTubers played them and stuff, so I just kind of went with that and used potato in the name. And then, yeah, the fluffy part is just for making it recognizable. And actually, funny enough, when I made the name, I didn't even like potatoes. Yeah, I like potatoes more now, but I didn't really like them back then. Oh, also one of the other things with my name is that I wanted it to come off as friendly, so. This contrast, like, is harsh. I'm not used to looking at this type of stuff. Like, between the brighter and darker rocks. Wait, hold on. If I turn up the contrast on these leaves, what happens? Those rocks really do stand out a lot more now. It's harder to hide any mistakes I make in the shapes. Anyways, I'm gonna make this more darker, well, darker and more purple, and more saturated. See what happens. Ooh, that's not enough. That's not nearly enough. I missed. This is going to be a little bit tedious. I like that, although some people may not like that. I've been meaning to play around with color more because my stuff has been very, very pale. Yeah. I think I need this to be darker because it's clashing with that brown now. That doesn't look right. Or it needs to be brighter. One or the other. Probably brighter, actually. I did like that color, though. Oh yeah, that looks really good when I zoom out. It makes it look so much more detailed. And it's just a color change. Yeah, I think I've been hiding a lot of the detail in my stuff by just not using enough contrast. I missed. That does kind of look cool though. Have you posted any sprite sheets, like for public use? No. Yeah, I think in terms of that stuff, you can find much better stuff online. In general, I'd advise against using other people's artwork, even if you have full rights to do so. As a game developer, I definitely prefer being able to do everything myself. I just like it a lot more that way. It feels like you have a lot more creative freedom when you can just do everything yourself. And that's why I've tried so hard to learn to do pixel art and music and everything. I want to be able to do everything myself. I missed. That's looking really good on the zoom out version now. Wow. I really need to mess around with color more. Oh, I'm almost at 2.5 hours. I think once I'll stop around 2.5 hours. I want to change this. I like using other spreadsheets whenever I'm making a prototype for a game or trying to make an idea for a game. I guess you can just do a rough sketch. And, I mean, just a rough sketch will give you some kind of experience. So I think that's preferable. Yeah. And generally, I don't like prototyping my artwork. Like, if I make something out of this, I'll probably reuse this artwork. I'll probably tweak it a little bit, but for the most part, I'll probably keep it the same. I want this to be more brown now, because now it looks like the other colors. It's not brown enough. What if I just throw in some harsh purple into this? I kind of want to. So like for the first one, I'll go kind of just a little bit darker. Like, knock off a lot of the saturation. And that's this way. So then I just go boop. Hey, is this what I'm looking for? I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see what happens. Okay, time to throw in the purple. Boop. Boop. What happens? Oh, it works. It actually works. Let's go. I like that. It clashes against the other art style, though. I need to do something about that. I think it needs to be blue. What is the third? This also works, apparently. I think just like anything will work there. Actually, what I need here is this bright part. Actually, hold on. The bright part probably needs to be more saturated. And it'll fit more. And then I gotta tweak the other color. Wait, that's... Hold on. It's a little bit too saturated, I'm thinking. Yeah. Needs to be like just brighter. More yellow? Ooh, that's bright. I don't know if that's good or bad. Yeah, it's too bright. And go down towards the gray. Time for that other color again. I'm gonna have to start shifting towards purple. Actually, I'm not gonna shift too hard. Once I finish this piece, I'll probably wrap up the stream. That's too dark. I think for what I'm trying to do here, I should probably be a bit more subtle. Okay, let me grab this again. I don't know if I want saturated or unsaturated. Was there something Pygame 1.9 and Pygame 2? Pygame 2 is written, well, it's a wrapper basically for SDL2, and Pygame 1.9 is for SDL1. SDL2 is a lot faster, and it can use the GPU for more things, so it runs faster in general. Yeah, and there's more features too. So there's like no downside to Python 2. Also, the names of functions and stuff are the exact same. So if a game works in 1.9, it should work in 2. So you basically just get a performance boost for switching over. The new features in 2 are not documented as far as I know, so I haven't really looked into them. This is looking pale compared to the other stuff. What's looking on here? Yeah, it's looking pale. I feel like I need a reference for this style at this, yeah, for the style on wood. I think I've seen a lot of yellow and purple, though. But yellow kind of goes away from this dirt color here. I think I got a weird combo here. I don't know. So maybe make this more red. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this color. That's pink. Why is that pink? Here, let's just do this. I've done so many colors. And then I think I think part of the issue might be the pattern I've got here. I've got too many things going on. I don't know what I'm doing. Hopefully this looks okay. Okay, now it's time to switch this color over. I'm gonna go straight to purple for this one though, but just make it kind of grayish. This stream has basically turned into color experimentation at this point. And then go deep purple for this stuff. Ooh. You have been streaming for about 2.5 hours and only have 16 to 19. That's not 16 to 19, that's 12. It's not done. Okay, normally I don't take this long. I'm just having a hard time with the colors. A very hard time with the colors. This needs to be gray. And, wait, can I just take this color? That's not bad. This purple's going to... Nope. This needs to come back to red. To gray now. There we go. That's not dark enough though. Okay, I think I like that. I think I'm just gonna tweak this purple, make it less harsh. Shift towards gray, brighten it a bit. And I think I'll be done. Oh, here's an interesting tip. Do not make your shades of colors linear. You want a clear jump from the normally lit parts and then the shadows. Yeah, I think that's a common mistake in just general shading. Is people do a smooth transition when there's actually, it's a little bit smooth, but it's actually quite a sharp contrast. Anyways, I think this wooden wedge is done. I'm going to put it in its place and turn it around and make its copy. So, also move this turd looking thing out of the way. Why do I have such a hard time moving things? Do I need a different selection tool? How does this work? Can I just like Oh. Okay. That's the thing. And then just gonna do that, and then do that, and then flip. Wait, that's the thing. I don't want those. There we go. I think I'm done. There's, if you look at the thing I was referencing before for the, close this. This is what I was referencing before. So the only two tiles that are left are 10 and 11. Those ones are going to be easy. Although I think I'm going to be done for today. It's like been 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm very happy with this tile set so far, though. I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to double check that it exists. Wait, where did it go? Prototype, data, images. Let's go. Oh wait, do the transparency too. Alright. I think I'm done for this stream. Wait. Don't save. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I might stream maybe later this week, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. I'm gonna be working on this project probably throughout the week and for the coming weeks. But I don't know if I'll stream all of it. I probably won't stream all of it. I might even work some more tonight without streaming it. Yeah, it would be nice if I could get a decent like streaming schedule or something like that. Also, since I'm gonna get monetized, I'm probably gonna buy a mic arm. If you notice, the audio quality on the stream is much worse than my videos. Normally I have a microphone right in front of me, but it kind of gets in the way when I'm trying to type and stuff, so it's very inconvenient. So I'm using just kind of my earbud microphone for this. But if I got a microphone arm, I can easily get that near my mouth without getting it in the way of my arms. So I could improve the quality there. But yeah, I might do a streaming schedule. For now, I think I'll just kind of randomly do it, and then see how that goes. And if people like it, I'll probably turn into a schedule. Oh, hi Space Goat. Do you plan to release this stream, on Steam or Itch? This prototype thing? The base thing, I'll probably release it on Itch if I like it. But if I do like it, I'll probably turn it into. I don't know if you saw me talking about this on my Discord. I was talking about a game where you fight with loot by throwing it at things. And it's gonna be like an RPG and stuff. And yeah, if this turns out well, I might turn this into that game idea. Yeah. It just depends how it turns out. Yeah. I'm gonna end the stream now. Bye.